Hey guys, welcome back to another predictions video, and in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Sandhagen versus Font fight. If you are new around here though and you have to subscribe, please do so. Like video if you need like video, and let's get straight into it. So, going into this fight, Sandhagen is 16-4 with 7 KOs and 3 submissions, and Font is 20-6 with 9 KOs and 4 submissions. Sandhagen's last fight was a win via split decision versus Vera, and Font's last fight was a win via KO in round 1 versus Yanez. This is also, I forgot to mention, a 5-round fight in the bantamweight division. Font is 36 and Sandhagen is 31, so of course that quite big age gap. People normally say the prime's around the 30s, so Sandhagen could be in his prime, but Font also arguments that he's out of his prime. But like I mentioned, coming off that great KO, that great first round victory versus Yanez. Sandhagen's UFC losses are coming against Sterling in 2020, Dillashaw in 2021, and Jan in 2021. So all against top level opposition. Of course, Sterling the champion, Dillashaw ex-champ, Jan also ex-champ. But it's always seemed like he struggled against the top level guys, never been able to quite make it to the top. But for the moment, I would probably say that Font is somebody that isn't that top level guy, but definitely has the ability to win like Sandhagen does. Font's UFC losses have come against Lineker in 2016, Munoz in 2017, Asen Kyle in 2018, Aldo in 2021, and Vera in 2022. So more of them. Also against top level guys, maybe some a bit lesser, like Vera. Sandhagen beat Vera relatively comfortably, but Vera put on quite a dominant display versus Font, and so it is interesting how times kind of change and how Sandhagen is now fighting Font after getting a good victory versus Vera. But either way, it's still here, and we've still got it. Even though it was a split decision win, I still think I still class it as quite a dominant victory in my opinion. But we still got it. Just shows what UFC is like. To be honest, it shows that if you just need that one win, and then you can get you straight back to the top. If you are somebody who is ranked around the top 5, if you can get to that point, then you can stick around that point as long as you just get wins against lesser opponents, but they're good wins, then you can stick around that point really. But speak about the fighters, Sandhagen, he's got that great switching of stances that he's always utilising. It's nice to see that. He can dominate well on the ground, composed, picks his shots quite well, can fight off the front or the back foot, has a good shot selection. He's known for that flying knee, got a bit of a habit to also use that spinning back fist or back elbow, and but he's very much known for that flying knee, which he uses off the back foot very well. He can find takedowns quite well. He used that very well against Vera. He can fight at a mid and at a close range, and I think striking wise he's very good. He's very versatile. He's not really much that he can't really do. His kicks can sometimes get caught out a little bit, but they're still hard snapping kicks. Maybe he's not the most powerful, but there's still the way that he picks them means that it can still be hitting with force and with kind of good impression, I suppose. His negatives, like I say, he's not overly powerful, but it doesn't really matter too much. He can be caught when he's focusing too much on the attack. I think he can sometimes just, when he's picking his shots, just spend a bit too much time, and if you can kind of disrupt that rhythm of his, then that's when you can find the path to victory and put him under pressure. I think under pressure is where he struggles a bit. Like I said, he can fight off the back foot, but if he's got that flying knee, he utilises that, then there's not really too much more after that. And so if you can just keep him under pressure for a long kind of amount of time, then that's when you find the more success. And when he's on his back, he's not at his best. And there's a few things that you can do where you kind of can find leads to victory, and I feel like that's what happened in some of his fights, especially against Jan. He was kind of just more under pressure. Sterling was maybe a bit more on the ground, and so there's different ways for him to be able to lose, but also different ways for him to be able to win. Font though, he's coming off that great victory and he's used to being the underdog. I mean, he was very much the underdog in that, and he's always been able to answer and kind of silence them haters. He's attacking, he's got a high output, good combinations, he's experienced of course, got a high guard, holds his ground quite well. He does the basics very well, and he's got that great jab. That's what really helped him and really set up the shots versus Yanez, that great jab. And for Yanez, it's just something that, because he's coming up and he was that young guy, that flashy guy, but sometimes you just need somebody who's just really good at the basics to just be able to kind of humble you in an extent and just show that you can get to this level by just being a bit flashy and putting on these emphatic shots, but it can only take you a certain amount and take you certain lengths, and you have to be able to have them basics down. And I think Font's definitely got that, and that jab was so good and is so good, and he will constantly just be throwing that out, and it's something which you don't always see in UFC, but it is nice to see. He's coming in on short notice for this, but credit to him. Sandhagen, just like Font, they'll all fight anybody, both of them, and it's nice to see that they are proving that and fighting anybody here. And it's nice to see that Font's kind of getting this shot after this big victory when he kind of gave Yanez the shot. Sandhagen's now kind of returning that favour and giving Font the shot to then climb up the rankings, of course, if he does win. There is arguments if he's past his peak, but still getting great victories. He can overthrow quite a lot. He's not overly accurate, and it means that he can be kind of caught with counters quite a bit. He's slowed down a bit. His chin's been tested. He's never been knocked out, but his chin's been tested. Definitely against Vera, it was tested quite a lot. He's got a lack of ground game. There's not really too much. There's not loads behind it. I would say Sandhagen's got better with it. And it's his eye. It's always getting mashed up. And again, even against Yanez in the first round, it was getting mashed up. Even though he won, it was in quite a bad position. Against Vera, it was in a bad position as well. And it's not something you want to see a regular occurrence from. And I think Sandhagen could be relentless with that and could find that. And if he picks his shots well enough, could utilise that kind of weakness. Sandhagen, though, is the favourite, and I think that Sandhagen will win via unanimous decision. Do I think Font will be stopped? No. Do you think this could be a great fight? Definitely. I feel like Font always has great fights with strikers. Yanez was a striker. That was a great fight, ended in a great victory. But Vera was also a great fight, ended in a defeat, but was a great fight. And he's always going to have quite close fights, and there is weaknesses there, but I think Sandhagen will be able to utilise it. I think just Sandhagen is just more of a versatile striker and will just be used because, of course, he's not as unexperienced at the top game as what Yanez is, and I think he will just be used to fighting somebody like a Rob Font and will be able to get that victory. And then where does he go on to next? I've put quite a few options down. I put Jan as another option. I don't believe he's got a fight at the moment. Sterling versus O'Malley, of course, that's for the title, possibly. Sandhagen could get thrown into there. I don't know, depends. If O'Malley wins, then it might be a rematch, but if O'Malley wins, then we also might see O'Malley then just happen to start defend his title quite a lot, because Sterling's kind of at that point where he's getting through defending everybody, but O'Malley, if he wins, there's a new champion he has to then get through everybody, and so Sandhagen could be the option. And the Nurmagomedov, who was meant to fight, I don't know why he didn't fight, to be completely honest. I probably should have looked that up, but he didn't, so that's another option. He's a great up-and-coming guy, giving another chance to somebody coming up, which I respect. Or Dvalishvili. Depends if Dvalishvili, if he's waiting for that title shot or if he's not going to get one. We'll have to wait and see, but that could be another kind of good fight, maybe just to take over a little bit and still have a great fight, or just to have a great fight. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like if you did, like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.